You're not living your life. You're living a version of it that you think other people will approve of. And if you don't fix that, you'll wake up one day and realize you built a life that was never really yours. Almost everything we do is influenced by other people. What we wear, what we say, what we post, what we go after, and sometimes what we don't go after. Because deep down, most people are afraid of one thing: being judged. And that fear is powerful. It stops people from starting businesses, speaking their mind, chasing opportunities, being themselves. And here's the truth most people don't realize. The more you care what people think, the less control you have over your own life. So in this video, we're going to break down why you care so much, how to actually stop, and what your life looks like when you finally break free. Why you care so much. First, you need to understand something important. Caring what people think is natural. Humans evolved in small groups. Being accepted meant survival. Being rejected meant danger. So your brain is wired to seek approval. But here's the problem. You're no longer living in a small tribe. You're living in a world where thousands of people can see your actions. Social media amplifies judgment. Comparison is constant. Your brain hasn't caught up. So it treats every opinion like it matters, when in reality, most of them don't. Here's something that might sound harsh, but it's incredibly freeing. Most people aren't thinking about you. They're too busy thinking about themselves, their problems, their insecurities, how they're being perceived. You might spend hours worrying about what someone thinks of you, while they've already forgotten. And even if they do judge you, it rarely lasts, because people move on quickly, realizing this changes everything. Because you'll stop treating people's opinions like they're permanent or important. If you never learn to stop caring what people think, your life becomes very predictable. You'll play it safe, you'll avoid risks, you'll say maybe later to things you actually want. You'll stay quiet when you should speak. You'll hold back when you should go all in. And slowly, you'll start living a life based on approval, not authenticity. And that leads to something dangerous. Regret. Because one day you'll realize you didn't fail because you weren't capable. You failed because you were too afraid of judgment. But when you stop caring what people think, everything changes. You start speaking more honestly, taking more risks, going after what you actually want. You become more confident, not because you feel no fear, but because you stop letting fear control you. You realize something powerful. People will judge you no matter what, so you might as well live life on your own terms. And that's where real confidence comes from. How to actually stop caring. Now let's get practical. How do you actually stop caring what people think? First, realize you'll be judged anyway. No matter what you do, someone will disagree, criticize, and judge. So trying to avoid judgment is impossible. Once you accept that, you stop trying to please everyone. Second, shift your focus. Most people focus outward. What do they think of me? Instead, shift inward. What do I think of me? Because the only opinion you truly live with is your own. Third, take small risks daily. You don't overcome this overnight. You build it. Start small. Say what you actually think. Post something you'd normally overthink. Do something slightly uncomfortable. Each time you act despite fear, you weaken it. Number 4, understand where judgment comes from. People judge others because of their own insecurities. Confident people don't spend time tearing others down. So when someone judges you, it says more about them than it does about you. Number 5, build self-respect. This is the most important one. When you respect yourself, you rely less on external validation. You stop needing approval because you already approve of yourself, and that changes everything. At the end of the day, this comes down to one decision. Do you want to live a life that feels safe or a life that feels real? Because you can't have both. If you constantly seek approval, you lose freedom. But if you accept judgment, you gain control. People will always have opinions that will never change. But your life shouldn't be controlled by them. Because the moment you stop caring what people think, you start becoming who you were supposed to be. More confident, more authentic, more free. And the truth is, most people never reach that point. Not because they can't, but because they never decide to. So the question is, are you going to keep living for other people's approval or finally start living for yourself?